So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start drawing, okay? So this is, Christian told me that I need to do some practice. I didn't know what practice to do about photography, so I love drawing, so we're gonna draw. It's really good that we have creativity, and so we can apply this to photography. So first things we're gonna do is this. It's one line coming from up, down. On the corner, please. You know, the best one, I'm gonna give a present, so, you know, take it in serious. So this is the first line. The second line is coming from the top, down. Okay? Now we got the third one. It's like this. Need to be separated. So one more, like this. Second one, well, the fourth one, like this. Japanese. So one more, that one. And then we're gonna need one more line crossing and getting close to that one, the T. So it's this one. And then it's one more, it's a little one. Somebody knows what this sign is? Okay, so this sign, it says samurai. Samurai is a warrior from Japan. They were living and leading Japan for many years, almost 1,000 years. And I'm here to try to show you how I apply the Japanese rules for being a samurai to photography. Because I think our industry somehow, or sometimes is missing a code of honor. You know, people just want to be success. People just want to get money. People just want to get awards, and they forget about the base. The base is knowing photography. The base is knowing why we do photography. And who from here study classic photography? Like classic photographers? Okay, so that's the thing. When you do something, you think you're doing something new, but it's done already. It's just you didn't know. So that's why it's so good to study and have a base before we start. So this is how a samurai would do it, you know, and this is how I did it. So what is this saying? That we need practice. That's what they do all their life. You know, samurai, they always practice. Since they are small, they start until they become a real samurai with all, you know, all the honor and all the respect. So when I see a photographer with a lot of ego, I say he's just starting. Because normally people with no ego is the people who are mastering already. Because they don't know how, they don't need to show off and say how good I am. You know, they already know they're good. So this is the way of the samurai. I did that drawing about myself. So this is me. I don't know how I found this, but I was dressing up as a Japanese when I was 7 years old. And Kristen told me that it was going to be more or less the same people. So I'm not going to talk much about myself, about my photography. I'm going to try to share a little bit of knowledge about the base of photography and the photographers that really inspire me. So when I was small, my dad was a photographer, but he didn't want me to be a photographer. So he wanted me to be a lawyer because he couldn't be a lawyer. So I went to the law school. But I was sleeping in my room with a dark room in the next door, but I was not allowed to get in. So I always saw that red light in there, and I couldn't get in. So it's kind of like the smells of the laboratory. I was born with that, but my dad didn't want me. So, you know, destiny or whatever in the universe always puts you in the right place, and that's why I become a photographer anyway. So before, I always found I'm kind of shy. So before a conference or something, I always found I make myself a superhero to come on the stage and do things that normally I don't do. So I have like super suit, you know, like this superhero that always come on the stage and do everything amazing. And then I have the mini suit that stay in the house crying. You know, like, I can do it, no, I can do it. But the only one can't do it. But I think after a couple of years doing this, I want to become this, you know, samurai. So, yeah, because the other one, it was two persons. The shy one, and then the other one that was outgoing and really strong and everything. But the samurai got some kind of peace, you know, and the samurai know what he's doing. Doesn't need to be somebody else to be and to do things amazingly. So, you know, a samurai can be sensitive, can be fearless, and is a student forever. So what we're gonna talk about is the Bushido. Bushi is the word in Japanese for samurai, and it means, Bushi, it means the one who serves. That's what we do. You know, we serve to our clients. That's the way we should say. You know, like we're serving to our clients, and we're serving to our family, to our friends. So at the moment that we become artists, we're losing a lot, because we're taking pictures for people. Whatever, but it's for people. So in the path of the warrior, the Bushido, is like the virtues of the samurai, like what they have to do to become a samurai. We're gonna go through all of them and apply that to photography. We can take off the music. We can turn it off, please? Thank you. So the first one we're gonna talk is justice. So they need to know. This is a picture from, if you didn't see this movie, it's from Akira Kurosawa. It's the Seven Samurai. It's all in black and white, amazing. Really long, 3 hours, and it's in Japanese. You need to read the subtitles, so it's long. So to do the right thing, based on a knowledge. So what is good and what is bad, but you need to know. And it's the same with life, you know? Since we are small, our parents always tell us this is okay, this is not okay. But when we grow up, we decide by ourselves what to do. But in the pictures, what I see in the wedding photography is that wedding photographers just start being photographers. They are not coming from somewhere else, so they don't really have a base of what is a good picture and what is not a good picture. So what is a good photograph? What is a good photograph for you? Like, you can, what? Okay, so the question would be, what would need to have a photograph to be good? What need to have a photograph? Good light, moments, motion, what? Story, the camera. Okay, so the thing is, people in Spanish, we have a saying that is like about taste, there is nothing written. Like when people wanna defend their style, you know, like I like this picture because it's my taste and I like it. I don't care if you don't like it. This is my style and I like it. Okay, so I respect that when somebody already is telling me why they like it, not just because. Because about taste, about beauty, is a lot written. It's just we didn't read it. So when we know the rules, when we know everything, then we can break it. But not just breaking without intelligence, not without thinking. So what is a good picture, again? If we go in a really resume, like a small, we can say good light, good moment, and good composition, but if we just make it two, it will be contact and form. You need to have a strong insight, like something happening, something that says something, something that tells a story, a nice moment, and you need to have a really nice composition to become like perfect. Sometimes they have just composition and they don't have the content. And when they have both, they are like an amazing picture. So they have to make like a perfect marriage. You know, form and content. And most of the time we don't get it. Like we just have one or the other one. Because the moment is happening and then you don't have the composition. So it's like normally you're missing something. So Cartier-Bresson is like the father, or we think he is the father of the right moment and the composition and everything. He went to Japan. I don't know why every single man or every single photographer that I talk in here went to Japan for something. So I bring it out. And so when he went to Japan, he went into Zen philosophy, And he learned a lot from the monks. And one of the things he was learning is to stay quiet and wait, for things to happen. So from here, he got this vision technique. That is, you get the frame, you believe in the frame, and you wait for something to happen. It's like you can pray to Father Jesus, you can pray to whatever you want, but it's like, please, I need a miracle. I want that person to come in here. Normally we don't have patience and we leave before something happens. I'm sure that the next person that was going to pass by was like the important one. So for example, this one, he was waiting there for that to happen. Like, that's something that we need to learn, to stay in a place. You can be somebody that go and look for the picture, or you can be somebody that stay, with the composition and wait for something to happen. That's two kind of photographers. So he was more like a hunter. He was a hunter, actually, so he got a lot of patience, and he like stay in the place and wait and get this. So who knows this guy, André Cortés? You? Nobody else? Okay, so this one was the guy who really did the moment thing. It was not Cartier, he was this teacher, like the guy that Cartier-Bresson got inspired from. But he was, all his life, he was really mad because he never was success. He never got all this famous thing like Cartier-Bresson. He was always on the dark, so he died like really depressed. And he was the one talking about the right moment. He got an amazing photography. I invite you to look at him. I'm just gonna go through two pictures. Like, everyone can look, but not many people can see. That's really important. See things. How you see things. You need to see a lot of good photographers, a lot of good photos. I'm not talking about wedding photographers, because if you see a lot of wedding photographers, what you're gonna do is just copy. And you're gonna become just one more, or just a copy of one of them. So it's about looking all the kind of pictures that inspire you. So for example, in this, like Cartier-Bresson was saying, is believing in the frame and wait for something amazing to happen. So he went to this place, this street, and then he went the day after, and then there was a train, and he wasn't not happy with the picture, so he came back the day after, and he got that. That's being dedicated and being constant. Like, I believe in this, and I want to get something amazing from here. So, you see the difference. Like Jeremy say, you need to be patient. You just not just go there and get whatever. You need to think about it. So, we talk about form, and about content. So, I think Cartier-Bresson, they are more about form. Even if something is happening in there, it's not really something like important. It's like a person that passed by. Sometimes, it's more like a street photography. It's not like a photojournalist that you go on making a story. So this girl, Dorothea Lange, what did she say? Okay, what she's saying is that you do photograph to make a change. For her, it was really important to take pictures of a situation that you don't like. For her was, you have to shoot for love or you have to shoot for hate, but it needs to be a strong emotion to do. So for her, she made an amazing work that I'm not going to show, so I invite you to investigate it. But there was something that I was really impressed about this. When after the second war in the United States, after the bombs, the Japanese went to Pearl Harbor and the bombs and everything, the USA government got then all the Japanese people, even the ones who were born in Japan, in the United States, they sent them to concentrate camps. I didn't know that. They keep these pictures for almost 60 years hidden because they were not proud about what they did. So this is the pictures that she was taking, all the kids, with this number, they were all just in a concentration camp, and that's amazing. And for her, it was not so important what an amazing composition or what a wow picture have, but this is a story that make a change because it makes the government to be ashamed of what they did. So we need to, it would be nice to have the composition of Cartier-Bresson and everything, but it would be nice to tell a deep story So it's the same with our couples. You know, just not go for